Hello, welcome to the Lone Show. I'm your host, John Lone. In this episode, no regulars, because reasons, as always. As for our guest, he's from Castle Rock, Colorado. He's a singer, songwriter, actor, and executive consultant. Wow, that's quite a mouthful. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you Scott Argiro.
Hey, how are you? Thank you for having me on the program. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. So, how's life?
Life is good. I can't complain. I'm
All
here
right.
in Denver, Colorado, and the snow is melting. It was about 60 degrees today, so I have no complaints. I got out on a hike, and life is good.
Ah, very good. And have you been working on something new or up to much recently?
Yeah, with music, we have a brand new record out under the Scotty Hollywood Band, and our record is called Wondervu. And as we've been promoting that, and it's gotten some great exposure internationally and so forth. But I'm right back in the studio making a follow-up record, which I intend to release sometime later this summer or maybe early fall.
Hmm, very nice. And what got you into being a singer and a songwriter?
I started as a kid as a drummer, and I started in as a jazz drummer actually, and then slowly began playing drums in bands, in high school. And at some point, we needed a singer, and somehow I got kind of pushed from the drum set out in front of the crowd to start entertaining and so forth. And it just kind of snowballed from there. From drumming, I started singing and then picking up some other instruments by ear. And I really developed a real love and passion for songwriting. So ever since, I've been doing it.
That's nice. Where would you see yourself 20 years from now?
20 years from now, man, I'd like to be living somewhere by water. So I'm a beach guy. And, I'm trying to figure that out, but I would love to be on a coastline, whether that's California or Italy or Portugal or somewhere, but give me the water.
Ah, all right then. Are there any jobs or opportunities you haven't done yet, but you really want to do it someday?
I don't think so. I've had a career in business as an executive, and I love music. So I've just been very lucky to be able to put out music and have some success with it. And I also act, and I just recently got cast in a Christmas movie. Exactly what the world needs, right? Is more Christmas movies. But I have a brand new Christmas movie called Christmas Cards that is being filmed next month. So I'm heading out to Pagosa Springs, Colorado for about 5 days with a cast and crew. And it's a lot of snow out in that area, and we're going to film a Christmas movie, which is going to be released internationally sometime later this fall. Right in time for the Hallmark Channel and all of that stuff.
Hmm, yes, very good. So, any inspirations how you got into acting?
Great question. I think it's that saying like all singers or all musicians want to be actors and all actors want to be musicians, I think is what happens. So, but I've always looked at, years of fronting a band, being the lead singer and so forth. You kind of feel like you're putting on your own play, I guess. You're trying to emote emotion. Um, Through lyrics and inspire a audience. And the same thing for acting. I mean, you're trying to deliver a dialogue and have some emotional connection with the audience or the people watching your film. So I think it was a natural progression. It's something I'm definitely getting the hang of a lot more and better at. And I'm actually the lead in this Christmas movie, so that's going to be a lot of pressure, but a lot of fun.
Oh yes, it sure will be. is your favorite thing to do in your free time?
Man, I've got a couple. So, free time is writing music and recording music, but I'm also an avid hiker out here in Denver. So I've tackled a couple 14,000-foot mountains, hiking them. Not, I'm not a crazy climber with the ropes or any of that stuff, but I do hike mountains. So I love to get out in the outdoors, and that's just a great escape. Um, my other hobby is doing some flying. So I've taken some flight lessons, and I've flown a glider over the Rocky Mountains with an instructor. So I love to fly, I love to hike, and I love music and acting.
Wow, very good. If you were given 500 acres of land, what would you use that land for?
I think I'd have a bitchin' party. I'd bring a crowd in and some bands and some alcohol and we'd have a weekend, maybe my own Woodstock.
Nice. What could you do a 40-minute presentation on without any preparation?
Oh my gosh. That's a great question. I've never had that. I would say it would have to be something musical. So I think I could go in and talk about how do you write a song, and I would start from the melody that jumps in your head, and then trying to match that melody with some lyrics or a title, and some lyrics that tell a good story. And then I think in that 14 minutes, I would explain how you play the drums and add a bass part and add a keyboard part and kind of construct a song. And hopefully at the end of the 14 minutes, it's a hit, but there's no guarantees.
Okay, I can see that. Would you sleep on the wall or sleep on the ceiling?
Would you sleep on the wall or sleep on the ceiling? I think I'd sleep on the ceiling.
All right
That,
then.
that sounds a little bit more creative, a little more risky too.
But hey, at least you get all the floor space. So yeah, that's certainly that.
There.
What's a common misconception people have about you?
Oh, common misconception. Uh, I would say I think sometimes I'm perceived as being, pretty laid back, which I think I have uh, that trait. But behind the scenes, I think I'm definitely a type A type of guy. So I think I'm pretty type A, always doing something, always creating, always following a schedule and a regimen. But I think I might portray myself a lot, very laid back. So I guess there's good and bad to that.
Yeah, okay. What movie completely changes its plot if you change one letter in its title?
Wow. How about one letter? I don't know if it's one letter. I was going to say True. My favorite movie is True Romance, and I was going to say if you turned it into Blue Romance, which would be just a rhyming portion of that, it'd be a little bit of a different flick.
Okay. Cool. I guess. For now.
Close. No
Yes.
cigar on. Yeah.
Hey, it's something, I'll give you that. Do you pour the milk in before the cereal or do you put the cereal before the milk?
I pour the cereal first and then the milk afterwards. And it's fair. It's a lighter pour. It's more cereal than milk.
Okay. Very good. If there was a zombie apocalypse tomorrow, what is the first thing you would do?
I'd run up to Starbucks. I think I'd get myself a cappuccino, and I would just kind of sit and contemplate my next steps as I drank my cappuccino.
Hmm. Weirdly enough, that's something I would have done as well.
Right on.
Yeah, who knew? How much time do you spend on the internet?
How much time do you spend on the internet? Gosh, I don't know if you could how I'd equate it throughout the day, but it's a lot of Google and it's a lot of emails. So I'd say maybe 25% of your day,
Ah, all right then.
which is probably sad, but
But it could be worse.
yeah, right.
What's the best way to travel?
The best way to travel. I'm not a cruise ship guy. I like to go to a hotel, so it would be flying. Some good airfare to a nice destination by the water and check into a hotel and just chill. And maybe a little bit of sightseeing, but a lot of time on the beach and at the pool.
Ah, all right then. What's the best place to explore?
The best place to explore, I think I'm partial to Denver and I do a lot of mountain hikes and I love to explore various trails, hiking trails that lead up to a tree line, and all of a sudden you're out of the tree line and then you're climbing up a mountain. That's some cool stuff. It's a little exhausting and it's a little lacking of oxygen sometimes, but that's my kind of exploring.
Hmm. Yes. Me too. Would you rather not age physically or not age mentally?
It'd be physically. I'm a I'm a singer and an actor, so that's come on.
Yeah, fair enough. All for showbiz.
Right on.
Yeah. What's the weather like where you are?
Well, like I said, today was 60, but man, Denver had a couple weeks there where we were pretty chilly. It was sub-zero at one point, and there was a little snow on the ground. But that's Colorado for you. If you don't like the weather, just wait a day, and it completely changes. So, 60 degrees right now, and I think we're rolling into some 60s all week. So I'm pretty happy about that, and keep the snow away, Peter.
Yeah, indeed.
Right on.
Although I could use a bit of snow every now and then. There's barely any
Sure.
snow during Christmas time, so yeah.
Well, it's nice. Denver, you can, jump in your car and 45 minutes away, just hit a ski slope and there's tons of snow and then come right back down here to Denver and it's 60 degrees. So I'm not complaining.
All right, yeah, that is paradise.
Right on.
Yeah. What song is 10 out of 10? Yet hardly anyone has ever heard of it.
10 out of 10. Man, I don't know if nobody's ever heard of it, but how about the Beatles? I'm Looking Through You. That's a great tune. Or Hideaway, the Beatles. These aren't the obvious "I Want to Hold Your Hand" tracks, but they're a little bit B-side, but great, well-written tunes.
Ah, yes, the Beatles. Very good.
Yeah, you heard of them? They did pretty good.
Oh, yes. Very good, yes, indeed. Would you rather not be able to open closed doors or not be able to close open doors?
Not be able to close open doors.
Yes. It keeps opportunities open.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What has been the longest trip you've been on?
Oh gosh, in high school, my last day of my junior year of high school, my grandfather bought a RV Winnebago type of vehicle and picked up my family on the first day of summer, and we drove all the way through the country, staying, in like every state. He seemed to know somebody in every city, every state. And we literally drove this RV all around the US and then returned back to Pittsburgh, where I'm from, right before school started. So that was the longest, most excruciating trip living in an RV with family. But I'll tell you what, looking back on it, it was a great experience. It exposed me to so many memorable things, landscapes, deserts, beaches, gave me my love for California. And so I wouldn't trade it for the world. But when you're a high school kid, you want to be back home for the summer, drinking beer and picking up girls.
Yes, of course.
Of course.
Yes. Do you like spicy food?
I do. I love. I'm Greek Italian, but I love Italian food when it's spicy, and I love Mexican food as well. So yeah, I'm a spicy guy.
Me too. If your mind was an island, what would it look like?
If my mind was an island, uh, it'd be fairly organized, but there'd be a corner of the island that would probably have some all sorts of papers and lyrics and ideas written down. So for the most part, I'd keep it very organized, but there would be a section of the island that would be kind of my creative area, uh, where a lot is going on, a lot of brainstorming.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Man, I went to Santorini, Greece, and I fell in love with the place. So I would say it would be between Santorini, Greece, and a part of Italy, Positano, which I've been to as well. There's a theme here: coastline, beautiful blue water, beautiful weather. Either of those two places. I think Santorini would be my number one.
Yeah. I think anywhere in this Mediterranean is like the best place to go on holiday, honestly.
You aren't kidding. It's just Santorini blew my mind, and yeah, the weather, the wines, the food, it was off the hook.
Yes, very good. If you could host a talk show, who would you have on?
Another great question. I think I'd love to interview Quentin Tarantino. I'm a big fan of his as a director. I would also have, some musical talent. I'd say Paul McCartney. I'd love to pick Paul McCartney's brains and ask him a lot of questions.
Oh yes. Oh yes, yes. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's so random. What always makes you laugh?
uh, I love comedy. I love, I'll tell you, somebody that always makes me laugh is Jerry Seinfeld. Kind of a quick-witted, dry humor comedy. That's what I love.
Yeah, indeed. I'm into that kind of stuff too, honestly. What takes a lot of time to master, but it is definitely worth it?
That's a great question. Golfing. Golfing is something that I did as a kid and I continue to do as an adult, but it just takes so much time to be good. that I've kind of given up on being a really good golfer, and I just try to go out and enjoy it. But I would definitely say golfing. It's literally a sport where you have to get out there, 3 times a week to master it.
Yeah, of course.
And my wife doesn't normally sign off on 3 times a week, 18 holes. That doesn't fly over very well.
Oh, yeah, of course. I can see that. If someone wrote a book about you, what do you think its title would be?
um, I think the title would be One Man Band.
Very
uh,
fitting.
yeah, yeah. It would definitely be that.
Nice. What flavor of ice cream do you wish existed?
Do I wish existed? Huh. Well, it might already exist. Is there a tequila?
Uh, I don't think so.
All right. Well, let's go with that. Let's do like a combination tequila or some kind of tequila combination of tequila and coffee somehow.
Oh, now that will hit the spot.
There you go.
Yes.
Well, maybe we
Very
have
interesting.
we might have something.
Yes, we will. Have you ever heard of a drink called a banana friche?
I have.
Really?
I have.
Since when?
Banana, what did you call it?
Banana friche.
Frite.
Yes, that one.
Okay. Huh. I think I have. Is it? I think I have in Italy. Isn't it an Italian dessert drink or no? Am I
I'm not
thinking of something
sure.
else? Okay.
Honestly, it's something, it just pops in my head. It's like a banana flavored milkshake slash smoothie that has all the tingly sensations in the world.
There you go. Well, there's another Shark Tank idea for you.
Yeah. And you're also the second person out of my entire history of podcasting who's ever heard of it, honestly.
Oh, I love it.
That's bad.
I think it just rings a bell, but
Yeah. It's finally spreading. What's your favorite holiday tradition?
holiday tradition. It would be Christmas, and it would be Christmas movies. So we have a repertoire of the classics. It's a Wonderful Life, Christmas Vacation. We tee those up. We also watch religiously a show that came out in like the 80s. It was called Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. And we never miss Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. It's become a staple in our house.
Wow. Fabulous. If you could travel back in time, which decade would you want to live in?
Man, I'd go back to the 80s. I think the 80s would, that music. I'm not sure about the hair. I think I'd bring my hair from current day back to the 80s, but everything else was good in the 80s. Hair was a little
Yes.
questionable.
Yeah, I'd say the same. There's some vibe to it. It's just,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yep, right on.
yeah. Which superpowers do you wish you could have?
It would definitely be flying. I would love to be able to fly. So
Oh yeah,
that would be a Superman thing.
yeah, very nice. What was the strangest dream you've had?
I have a recurring dream that I'm still in college, and it's the last day of school. It's actually the day of graduation, and I'm getting ready to put on my cap and gown to graduate. And I realize that there's a class that I went to on the first day and I never went back. I blew it off the whole semester, and then I'm just realizing that, oh my God, I got to go take the final of this class that I only went to on the first day, and I've got to pass the final to graduate. That's a recurring strange dream that I have all the time. So I think it's a bit of a stress induced dream.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What was the best thing you've bought off Amazon?
The best thing, I missed that. What?
What was the best thing you've ever bought off Amazon?
Bought on Amazon. Um, I don't buy that much stuff. It would be I bought a remote control, like a little drone. That would be the best thing. Flying a drone in my backyard. Yeah.
Ah, all right then.
Can you see a real theme here? It's beaches and hair and flying.
Yes. I get something. It's very clear to me now. Hmm. What was the last book you've read?
The last book I read was a book called Big Potential. It's actually, the author was Sean Acor, I think his name is. And it's one of those like business success, transforming success books. Some of those books just start to bleed all together into the same message, but I think you can always find tidbits of stuff that you can use,
Yes, very good. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Is a hot dog a sandwich? It is not. It would be classified under the family genus species of hot dog. I would not call it a sandwich.
A league of its own, it says.
I think so.
Yeah, well, people say, well, it's a sandwich because you get the bread wrapped around the meat. But what if it's just the meat on top of a bread?
Right, right. Um, no, yeah, I would just call it a hot dog and leave it at that. It's a unique individual that needs to be treated as such.
Yeah, it's just complications. It's just, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. What is your favorite quote?
Favorite quote would be "Follow your bliss." I think that's a good thing to always remember. Make sure you're
Yes.
doing what you want to do, you know?
Yes, stick to it.
Right on. Yep.
Very good. And that is all we have for this episode. It's great having you on, Scott. Talking about your works as a singer, songwriter, actor. We never got to that other thing, but everything else has been great.
Well, it's a unique interview, but I love it, man. You got me thinking, and no, I appreciate the opportunity to be on the show.
Me
Um,
too.
you do a great job, so thank you. And again, my brand new record's called Wondervu. It's the Scotty Hollywood Band, and check it out. And I hope to see you guys on a beach with some tequila flavored ice cream sometime soon.
Oh, yes. And until next time, stay tuned for more.